I am Eric with Muathe.com, and I greet you, beloveds, in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. So January 20th here, we can see intraday markets been open for about 2 hours. That's the general market. Here's your US market trading as of right now. A nice up there. I want to take a look at the cryptos in this video and finish up with the S&P 500. This is just small time frame look, and purely from an educational standpoint, we can see Bitcoin trading at 43,215, and we'll take a look at Ethereum trading at 3250. And then of course I'll finish up with the SPX. All right, let's go to the 4 hourly, and I'm gonna keep it quick here. You can see this is Bitcoin on the 4 hourly. A couple of observations here is there's clearly a topside line that we seem to be responding. The little bit of a move here on the 4 hourly lower. So that's a short-term challenge. And it also corresponds with this line here based on the uniformity concept. So this breakpoint here is now coming in focus right there if we draw our uniformity line as such. So we can see that clearly there seems to be some type of a short-term resistance here, suggesting that hour to hour, even maybe even day to day, because it's a 4 hourly, it would suggest that the cryptos are leaning down. And at the same time, this can also be a springboard if they can clear these two lines to the upside. Now that is Ethereum, that is Bitcoin, excuse me. Now let's take a look at Ethereum. On the 4 hourly, we got similar looking lines. Let's begin with this line here, where we break down or start moving lower as of late December. And if we draw a line from there, we can see that this has been an area around RSI 50 on the 4 hourly, where Ethereum has been struggling to clear this area. Doesn't mean it cannot clear it, but for now it's been struggling. Of course, it can always clear the line, but right now, again, we seem to be showing a little bit of a pullback on the 4 hourly. And then we can also draw topside resistance line as such, connecting recent RSI highs. So we can see that it is suggesting to us, and let's say if you are trading in the crypto market and you are looking to, let's say, swing trade this, then this is definitely an area to watch for potential resistance and a move down. And as I mentioned with the Bitcoin chart, it can also be an area where you can clear this line to advance this recent recovery. Remember, markets have been down net. By the way, I should point out, if you take a look at the total crypto market as furnished by TradingView, so total crypto market, and this is the 4 hourly. All right, so I've already drawn this line. It's the line that I'm watching day to day. And so just to show you where I've used this line before, maybe you might have seen this, but at any rate, there's a break here, which brings us lower. And this is off the highs of, let's call it late December, about December 28th. And again, we can see that if we draw a line there, similar to the one we're seeing with the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts, we see that this is where we are right now turning down on the 4 hourly, and also happens to coincide with the topside resistance line, which I will draw as such. And again, converging where we are seeing this pullback on the 4 hourly, and conveniently, it also happens to be a backtest line if we use the black line. So there's a lot of data here. All of these data points are suggesting from a swing trade perspective that this is where we seem to be pulling back or struggling on the 4 hourly, as we can see there. So now there's absolutely nothing that stops this from being a breakout level at the same time. So we have to understand that it is short-term resistance. It can always clear this to really push things higher, but net given all these data points and the resistance lines, it is obviously suggesting, after a nice up day in the cryptos, that they're leaning down for now. Now, usually you're going to see the S&P 500 and the cryptos line up, but for now I see a divergence. I don't know what it means. I'll just share with you. This is the 2 hourly. I'm using the 2 hourly because it gives us a good line to watch here, where we've seen the S&P 500 hold. So as long as the S&P 500 is holding this line, then it means that there is a recovery attempt of some level. Not saying that it's going back to new highs, but it's stabilizing. At the same time, if it breaks below this area here, then clearly it's going to line up with the cryptos, and we're going to see cryptos and the general market start or continue moving down as they have been moving down for, let's call it, since beginning of this year, 2022. So right now, the 4 hourly is showing support, but could also be turned into a resistance, could turn into a break line if it breaks this trend line here. At the same time, I think it's a good enough line for support. So we have to see which way it goes. Are the cryptos and the stock market going to diverge short term, or are they going to sync up? So we shall see. Now, I have to say, if the S&P 500 is going to move higher, then this line by Bitcoin is only a nuisance, because eventually, if the general market stocks are moving higher, the cryptos are going to clear these resistance lines discussed here. Otherwise, they might be setting the stage for a move down, and the S&P 500 is going to follow. We shall see. Now, as a side note, and again, let's take a quick look at where the S&P 500 and the markets are trading. So SPX trading at 45.95. And I just want to share with you on the 5-minute chart, and just for the sake of explaining the bounce that we've seen, seems to have come when we found support here on the 5-hourly RSI lows line. And now we're back to test a recent break level. We can draw it right there, which is off recent highs as of right here, January 12th, 2022. So we can draw a line from here, which looks as such. And this red line so happens to be around that RSI level of 61.8. So right now it's responding to it on the 5-minute. Remember, on the 5-minute, we're using RSI setting of 26. You can see it right there. So if the markets are going to continue bouncing, they're going to have to clear this line on the 5-minute for the SPX. Now, which brings me to the VIX. The VIX is up about 14% for this week. If I take a look at the daily, I'll show you where the short-term challenge is. There's a, we can draw it this way. I'll break off the highs there. Draw it as such. And again, this is also around that RSI, 61.8. So you can see the VIX right now is giving a sell signal. So yes, lots of confusing signals here. But the VIX is pointing down. I would say if the market is going to go down, the VIX is going to have to clear yesterday's daily close. So I would watch that as a sign that the market is still being pressed down. If the VIX can clear 23.85, which is yesterday's daily closing, if it can clear this level, then markets are still moving lower with some aggressive action to the downside. Otherwise, for now, given this resistance on the VIX, I would not be surprised that the market recovers. So the number to watch is 2385. If it can clear this level on a daily basis, back above this level, it's going to suggest that the market is still continuing to see the recent pullback, and with the move continuing to be aggressive to the downside. So either the cryptos are leading us down, which is the stock market, or the cryptos are eventually going to clear the resistance lines discussed in this video. Something is going to give. Either the resistance is on the cryptos, or the S&P 500 is stabilizing and due for recovery. All of this is going to play out. And I would watch that 23.85 level on the VIX. And so it is. I am Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. And I leave you as I found you, in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one Creator. Adonai.